Right, we're off. Welcome back, everyone. TVI episode 177. Carl Donnelly here.
Julian Deane, hi.
Guest returning?
Yeah.
Returning.
Jake Lambert. Sorry, I shouldn't have to ask a guest. Have you been on before?
Unreal.
No, but I mean, because you would have come to my house.
Have
in
we
the
met
past.
before?
No, it was Zoom.
Zoom, that's it.
When it was Chris Martin Day, is that a separate podcast?
That's a separate podcast.
We don't
don't talk about those times.
About that, mate.
So,
Offends
you've
me.
not done it since me and Julian were doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, on
you have.
Zoom.
On Zoom, yeah.
Zoom.
So they don't count either.
During the plan.
First time in the
I think we
studio.
got like a music thing out of that one. Remember, somebody said
Oh,
something, and then
yeah.
somebody made a song out of
The
it.
tune you made,
Oh,
you
what
mixed
was it?
up the garage beats one.
Oh, was that from that?
That was off
That was
that.
from
yeah.
that.
Gob in my
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
For anyone
Gob in
who
my
wants to
mouth.
listen. Gob in my mouth.
Not in my face. I'm
Yeah,
not
I'm
an animal.
not sick.
No.
That was where is that? That is available, I believe, on our Spotify
In
channel.
our price.
Just go back. I think it was like last Christmas, or whatever, and it's called. It's a little track we made called "Gob in My."
Yeah, it was
Mouth.
2020. It was like probably.
Don't be shy around the batty crease. I remember that.
Yeah.
I made an
You're
absolute
misquoting it.
banger. That's one of the few pieces of music production I've ever done, and it was an
Hit number
absolute
one,
humdinger.
didn't it, for Christmas?
Yeah. Anyway, we're back. We had a little small hiatus last week.
Yeah.
Scheduling reasons.
Oh. What did you do on your day off?
Well, no, there wasn't a day off. We were busy, loads going on, and we didn't get a chance to get into the studio, so we had a little small gap. People who listen to the public episode might even know because we've sort of staggered it slightly.
Yeah, we play.
But patrons
Right.
did have to wait an extra few
We
days.
manipulate them.
Yeah, we do.
I love a day off, even if I've got, like, tomorrow I was supposed to be here recording my own podcast.
Yes.
And we've had to cancel it. And tomorrow I'm like, brilliant, I've got a day off.
You got a night off as well.
No, I've not got the night off.
That doesn't count.
But
then.
it's, for me, it feels like a day off. I'm like, this is amazing.
What do you do on
I'll
a typical day off? Is any...
Nothing. I tried to book all week off, but then a nice gig. I'm doing Winchester tomorrow,
Okay,
and that
yeah,
came
yeah,
in.
yeah.
So I was like, it sounds like a nice gig. I'll go and do it.
Is that the,
But I tried to have
the
that week.
nutshell?
No, it's like what's his name? Paul Baker. Scoundrels.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So they offered it, and I was like, yeah, actually, because I like a week off, but then it's
I love
nice to have a job that you sort of actually don't mind doing. If it's
I
a good
know,
one.
but I also do. I've realised recently I love comedy. And there's no other job I'd rather do than comedy.
Yeah.
But I also, the thing I love more than doing comedy is
Is
doing
not
nothing.
doing-
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
And it's the only job where you can a lot of the time do nothing and get away with it.
Well, that's it. I was having a conversation with a mate, comedian, who, we were talking about the times when comedy does feel like a grind, and sometimes you're on the road a bit, and
Yeah.
you start thinking this is shit, man. You start like sort of romanticizing getting a proper job. And then, but I did say to him, but you need to remind yourself that a proper job is way worse, and it's way more time consuming.
You got a
you
boss.
might get your evenings free.
Yeah.
All your day, literally 5 days a week from fucking, you've got to leave your house at 7 a.m. Get in at 7 or 8 p.m.
It's that Sunday evening feeling.
Absolutely.
That would instantly come back.
Yeah.
Like that, because normal people with normal jobs have that for life. As soon as you start your first day of school, you have that Sunday
night
feeling for
dread.
the rest of your
Yeah.
life.
Watching stuff on telly, but there's the dread of it. Innit?
Yeah.
So I had to remind him. Just remember that you might. It's always comedy's like goes in waves, and it goes through phases where it's the best, and you're
Some
like doing
people
lovely
love their
gigs.
jobs, though, don't they?
Some people do, but I'd say the majority don't.
No.
Majority of people, even the people that don't hate their jobs, majority of people would love to do something
Cope
else.
with it.
Yeah.
Just deal with it.
Well, so obviously you're going to get that with comedy regardless.
Yeah.
And I always find it happens with me when I'm busy. Like if I've got last week I gigged 5 nights in a row, and I was just like, by day 4 I was like,
You're sick of bombing by then, didn't you? I bet.
I was sick of having to repair the roofs. But yeah, so I found it a bit too draining, and also I don't like gigging on Sundays, and I had 4 gigs on a Sunday.
I don't mind.
4 gigs on the same
gig.
Sunday.
4 gigs on the same Sunday.
Where were you?
In London.
All in London, yeah. I did a
Top
vegan
Secret twice.
festival.
Right.
Then I did 2 at Top Secret, then I did 99 Club. And that is too, man. That's too many gigs on one day, let alone a
If
Sunday.
you could do them all on Sunday, then just have the Friday and Saturday off.
Yeah, but I was also really busy on Friday and Saturday. I had loads of gigs Friday, Saturday.
Where were you then?
I was hosting the store.
Oh,
Saturday,
right.
That's a
That's nice.
draining.
That's work.
It's great. It's one of the most fun gigs you could ever do. But by the end of the store weekend, if you're hosting, you're fucking exhausted because like there's a lot of pressure when you're hosting there. Like you've got to keep everything running. You're watching the time.
Yeah.
I kept overrunning and doing a bit long and getting told off. And by the end of the Saturday show, like you're just fucked. And then
Yeah.
Sunday I had to get up and do 4 gigs, and then I was, it's basically I just got to Monday. I was like, I just want
It's
to
still
give
better
up.
than an 8-hour shift.
Exactly.
Or a
That's it.
Nurses do 12 hours.
Do they?
It's nuts.
That can't
Oh
be safe.
God,
I know, for the patient.
for anyone.
I don't think I've done anything for 12 hours.
Laid down,
Yeah,
watch TV.
Yeah, slept for 12 hours.
Yeah. I wish
With
I
night
too
nurse.
long. How's your sleep going, Julian?
about 4 hours averaging at the
Fuck,
moment.
man.
I'm like
What?
Maggie
Not good
Thatcher.
enough. Yeah, but without
Just
the
a night.
success. Now she's dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the
what-
same views though.
Me and Julie often compare our Fitbit app.
Oh,
What's it? Because I've
Mine's
been
4 hours today, 4 hours. Well, last night.
See,
4
I've
hours
been
the night
sleeping
before.
badly the last couple of weeks because I've just had loads on and I've just been a bit.
I had such a
fucking
busy day
miserable.
yesterday. I went to the gym yesterday. Then I did boxing. I was fucked.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't sleep.
See, I
Was it
got
just cardio, was it?
7 hours
Yeah.
17 minutes last night, and that
How long?
And 7 hours 17.
Just
And that
cardio. Looked at my physique. It's in long distance running. Training for the marathon. You've been fasting.
so, but yeah, my sleep. I've not been sleeping well, but I've been getting at least 7 hours. Like how you're surviving on
good.
4 hours? I would kill
I'm
myself.
just a hunter, mate.
Huh?
I'm just a hunter.
You're hunting depression.
Hunting for a noose in the shopping centre.
what hours are they that you're sleeping? Is it the same?
You go to sleep late.
No, my alarm goes off at 7:30 because I have to do.
Well, don't set the alarm. That's the problem.
I have to do the school run.
Oh, that is a problem.
Of
So
course.
yeah, fair.
He's not setting it for nothing.
I'm not saying it because I'm disciplined.
It's just Julian. He could have been. So you go to bed at 3:30.
I'm not saying it to get out into the sunlight quickly. Do my push-up. But
What's your sleeping hours?
At the minute, I'm awake for an hour in the night.
Did we say Jake?
Doing
We did.
what?
We did welcome you. I just realised we did do an introduction.
Oh, we said returning.
Returning
but I guess
guest
the
Jake
name would be
Lambert.
on the
I
app.
might-
On the
well,
on the app.
Jake Lambert.
we don't.
Jake
We
Lambert,
don't do
everyone.
names.
And we've also got, sorry, quickly, we've got a
anonymous.
new person in the hot desk over there, Francisco, all the way from Ecuador. How long have you
just
been
to do
in
the pod.
UK, Francisco? How many years have you been here?
I don't have a mic, man. Sorry.
You don't have a mic.
No, I had to
we,
give it up 'cause
we don't.
That
allow,
sounds
we don't
dodgy.
allow non-Brits to have microphones
Yeah,
in this
yeah, yeah.
podcast.
Is that because of immigration and stuff?
They don't know he's here. He's off the grid.
Sorry, man. It's,
He said 2 days. 2 days.
2 days straight off the boat, man. And he's straight here. That's what we do. Get him in. We just shipped him over.
they don't have any mic shops on Calais Beach.
Sorry. So sleeping pattern. What's your? Are you a good sleeper?
Yeah, I can sleep quickly. I go to
good.
get into bed and I count down from 100 and I never reach 0.
Really?
Yeah, but every time
Okay,
you
now.
get distracted, you forget, you stopped counting or something, go back to 100 and I never reach 0, so I'm asleep.
Obviously, because you're obviously going to get distracted. You'll never get to 0.
You get distracted. It is because you just start thinking about stuff, but then you realise,
It's a good
oh,
system.
That's like
Was I
the sort of
asleep
modern equivalent of counting sheep, I suppose, isn't it?
yeah.
When
counting
I'm in bed, though,
backwards.
there's always something important to think about.
Like what?
Nothing,
Go on.
Like,
It's not
issues.
important, is it?
Like someone said like 7 years ago. I ain't got closure on.
Somebody looked at you funny on a bus when you were 14.
I'll find out where that cunt lives.
So yeah, okay. So you count. That's an interesting one. I've not heard of.
Yeah, go down from that, and then, but I'll be awake for an hour in the night. I'll get up for a wee, and there'll be an hour. I'm just
Will
awake
you
every
eat,
night.
eat in the night? Do you eat?
No, I don't do anything. I just lay there.
Does that happen regardless of the time you wake up? Because I find if I wake up after 4 a.m, I'm up for an hour or two. But
Right.
if I don't wake up at 4 a.m, I'm straight
I've
through.
never thought about
if I wake
that,
up
but
at
you're
1
right.
a.m, if I've been to bed at 10, I'm straight back to sleep.
I've never thought of that. You're right. I think it is. It's after 4.
I think it's
And
after you've banked enough sleep that technically your body could be all right to get up.
Yeah.
That then your body goes like, we don't need to go back to sleep. But actually, if it's only 2.5, 3 hours into your sleep, your body just goes, come on now.
I'm now
Come
going to
on
think
now.
about you every night. You realise that? I'll wake up, depending on the time, and I'll think about Carl.
Thanks.
Every night for the rest of my life now. That's
And
in there.
a wank
Yes.
will help you get back to sleep as well if you think about Carl. But what was I going to say? I go to sleep at about 1 a.m, but then it's like a power nap. And then I wake up.
40 minutes in.
Yeah.
It's like, woo.
A power nap. And
That's mad.
And I just eat like cereal or something.
I don't think you should eat. I think that's keeping you awake.
I feel like carbs help me sleep though.
But surely if you're eating at 2 a.m, then your body's suddenly using loads of energy to. You're starting up the engine.
I feel like
aren't you?
I've got no willpower at that time. I just eat anything that's there.
Right.
That's why I don't have like chocolate in my house.
That's mad.
Because
to
I'll eat
at that time.
it all.
Well, carbs can't be helping you sleep if you're not sleeping.
Yeah, I think you've proved yourself wrong.
When I do the carbs though, I do sleep better.
Why don't you? Because obviously the science is you should stop eating 3 hours before sleep.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't then eat until.
But I don't do that. I'm
out.
sleeping. I get hungriest in the night.
Right. Like an owl.
Yeah. like a fox. Just go and ravage some bins.
So how old are your children? So as soon as you have to stop doing a school run, you'll be fine.
They don't
can just
they
do
don't
3
live
to
with
10.
me, so I drive to. Not that was the question. Just letting the ladies know. But so she's Ren's 9. I take her over. I quite like doing it.
Yeah,
to
of
be honest.
course.
I forget that I don't have children, so I forget that it's also
They're not just
fun
a
and
burden.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I have to get up and let my cat in if he meows at the balcony door, and I let him
It's a
in.
pain in the arse, is it?
No, well, I don't mind it. It sort of gives me routine.
Because
Yeah,
the last
yeah,
time
yeah.
I remember now, we spoke to you on Zoom, and you'd just be you were living on, you'd moved into a place on your own.
Yeah.
So you're still living solo.
Yeah, now I'm in Battersea. I was in Balham.
Right. Yes.
Now I'm in
That's
Battersea.
a nice area, isn't it? With the
Yeah,
park-
well,
the park
yeah,
and
I've got the
stuff.
park. I just live by the. I shouldn't
Oh,
say where
the
it was.
park.
Last time I was on this, I think I gave my street address away.
Fine,
so
you've moved, mate.
What
I've
is your
moved now.
new street?
After all the stalkers showed up.
Someone posted a question on the TVI WhatsApp group asking you about your family ghost. Did you speak about that before?
Oh yeah, we talked about the ghost. I remember the ghost.
Oh yeah, I think didn't Rom come on here and he was talking about it.
Maybe.
Ramesh in
No.
2020, he came on and talked about because I used to when we were on tour, I used to tell him about stuff at my parents' house.
Because we talked about ghosts when you were on the.
Oh,
Zoom
did
one.
we?
I
They
remember
mentioned it.
Yeah, because we kept talking about if we saw a ghost in the background of your video, it'd be how scary. It was.
Oh right, well that person just needs to go back and listen to the old episode if they want to hear the ghost again.
Well, maybe we'll discuss
Unless-
ghosts.
Do they have
So-
anything
so-
specific?
So there wasn't. That was it, really.
This house I'm in now is not haunted.
Oh, that's a shame.
Fine.
100% guaranteed of that. Have you checked? Have you had it exercised?
Why do ghosts only choose certain houses then?
I don't know. Well, they must have died in it. No one's died in mine.
Yeah,
Why
I
do
saw
ghosts
somebody
do,
do a
like,
tweet about this, about how like new builds. You want a new build if you're scared of ghosts. It's like no one's died in it. It's a new
Unless
house.
they
I mean, they might have died on the land.
making
That's
it.
true.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody fell off the
Like
scaffolding.
Slave labour, like Qatar.
Just a builder
yeah.
ghost.
There's gonna be so many-
Oh God, I said that at a bad timing.
There's going to be so many ghosts at the World Cup. That every match is half the audience going to be ghosts. just fucking. Just
I don't know if
walking around
I
the
don't
pitch.
believe. I mean, I believe there's some stuff in other realms and that, but I don't believe in like the conventional ghosts, like haunted. I
Just
don't know.
like a spooky
Because
Victorian.
it don't make sense. Like they've come from like the underworld, and they're just going to move someone's curtain. Like they could do more than that, couldn't they?
It all, yeah, I mean, it
Just going
always,
to do a door handle a little bit every other day.
yeah. It's
Like,
weird.
either they can
always,
move stuff or they can't.
Yeah.
And if they can, won't they really go at it?
Yeah, drive a car off or something.
Yeah, like it's like they
Rather
don't
than
want
just
to
knock a cup over.
drive me to work,
Yeah.
but wang me off.
Well, no, I mean there is that. Yeah, why has no ghost ever wanked
I
someone
mean,
off?
either they
I
can
think they
move
have,
a
haven't
cup
they?
or they
Have
can't.
they?
I think there's women that've claimed they've had sex with ghosts.
Okay.
That was me.
No, but then, all right. Oh, so there's been women who've said they've had sex with ghosts, but no, I've never heard a man say they got wanked off by a ghost.
No.
No, but maybe
We just keep it to ourselves. Yeah. Imagine if you had that on the go. You don't want anyone else getting involved.
Exactly.
That's
Nah.
my fucking ghost.
It's like, nah, I love living on my own. I'm fine, actually.
But either they can move a cup or they can't. Why do they just move it a little bit?
Yeah. Lift
Why
it up,
not just
mate.
lift it up, bring it to my mouth? You know, and just do it
Yeah.
every day. Like they could do more.
Well, that's my issue with
That's
ghosts.
why it's bullshit.
It's because it always falls within very narrow parameters, and they're always the
Yeah.
same type of ghost. It's never a caveman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's never someone.
a Brit pop.
Yeah,
from
Maybe
the
they've only got a
90s.
certain
Yeah.
time. Maybe there's something they have to complete, something they have to see. They have to visit everybody.
Maybe
That's
they're
what it is.
stuck in the realm and they're not. They're in like Is it purgatory?
Purgatory.
Purgatory. What's purgatory when you lie in court?
Maybe that's why. Lied at the
Purgatory.
gates,
Purgatory.
can't get-
Yeah.
Purgatory. Maybe they've done some. I don't know. Maybe there's some rule that why they're stuck in this
So what? It's
halfway
only
realm.
people from like the years of 1500 to 1900
yeah.
were the
Maybe they
people
do
that got
have to
stuck
go
in
through
purgatory.
100 years.
Just the idea of somebody doing one of those Ouija boards. They get Julian, and he just went out perjury. That's what they keep saying.
I'm stuck in purgatory. I can't stop lying.
but that's the thing again. As much as I'm cynical and I don't really believe in ghosts, I do believe there is weird shit.
There's definitely other realms.
Energies, whatever.
Yeah.
But I've had experience. I had quite a scary experience on a Ouija board.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Publicly, it's when I did that show in Edinburgh, that mad late night
I
drunken.
went to one of them. Yeah.
So we did a midnight.
Math Brown got so scared he bailed.
Yeah. So we did a midnight séance with a Ouija board on the Bobslayers Blunderbuss in Edinburgh 2018.
I've heard
I
that's
think it was.
haunted, yeah.
And it was two nights at midnight. Both nights, weird shit happened. There was one night where,
Bob
and
sexually harassed you.
Lou Conran was our sort of medium. Because
Her mum is a medium.
Her mum's a medium, and she's
and her dad's a large, is that
right? She said she's also had some thing, like where she's got that whatever it is,
drink
skill,
problem. Yeah.
that mental health problem.
It's called borderline, I think. Yeah.
But so we did it, and I think it was the first night. I was facilitating. I wasn't even on the Ouija board. We got audience members to do the Ouija board with Lou.
Yeah.
And it kept going to the letters M and then D, and then it would point at me, standing next to the board.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And they tried it again,
Massive
M and D,
dickhead.
pointing at me. And then Lou was like, "Do you know anyone with the names M and D?" And I was like, "Not that I can think of." And I couldn't. Because in the moment I'm on stage and doing stuff.
Yeah.
After the show, absolutely with no context whatsoever, everyone had left. Lou said to me, she goes, "That MD thing was a bit weird." She said, and she just went, "Look, this is going to be a weird question. Do you know anyone who was an amputee?" And my uncle, Michael Dunn, was a double amputee.
Fucking.
Oh my God.
I mean, what are the chances of that?
Wow. And he can still move the glass.
Yeah, with his one arm.
Did it with his nose.
But yeah, so that's
Wow.
weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's weird how she would find that out and then lie.
And he's been dead 30 years, whatever. So there's no way.
That is weird.
I've never told anyone that. I hadn't even told any mates of mine that. No one knew I had a double amputee dead uncle.
That's mad.
Because I keep that shit quiet.
Because you're the murderer.
Not what people know, and I had one of them in the family. So yeah, it's.
You're ashamed of him. Don't pick me up from school. Uncle ain't coming to pick me up again, is he?
In his weird car.
With Jeremy Beadle arms. This weird one-seater car.
What limbs were missing? What did he have?
He had it was one arm, one leg.
No.
Genuinely lost an arm and a leg.
Isn't
And
that-
he got
isn't
hit by
that
a. He got
Must
hit.
have bought something really expensive.
Oh, I shouldn't laugh. He got hit by a truck when he.
Oh,
when
don't
he,
tell me that I'm still laughing.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. He's long gone. But
I'll stifle your laughter.
no, when he was young, he got hit by a truck, and he lost one. I think it was actually on the same side, which made it even worse. No, was
the
it?
road?
I can't remember. It might have been alternate sides, but one arm, one leg gone. And but he was so young, he just got used to it and then grew up. And he did kill himself from depression, but that's a different story altogether. But that is a weird story,
Well, I had
isn't
a
it?
cousin who was disabled who killed herself.
Right.
Well, yeah, she pushed herself. This is no joke. Off a cliff
No,
in a
you've said that,
wheelchair.
though, so, off a cliff.
Yeah. Don't laugh.
I won't laugh. I'm definitely not going to laugh.
Why is everyone looking the other way?
What? So what cliff was it? Sorry, I was genuinely interested to know that. Because what's the famous
were
one?
really
Is it
close.
Beachy Head? Is the one that people
Is that
often
what
do?
they
So when I direct people, I direct all my exes there.
I'm sure Beachy. Just Google Map dropped in when you break up with them. What? I think no,
Their
because
life's become better.
a Beachy Head, I think, is the most
Yeah, that's
famous
down near
suicide.
like Eastbourne, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the most
that
famous
makes sense.
suicide point.
Yeah.
I'm geeked there. That makes sense.
You moved there for a few years.
But yeah, there's
What do why Beachy Head?
I think it must.
There's
be.
still a lot of suicides.
That's what happens when they land in the sand.
Exactly. I get a very beachy head. Just like ostriches. Just rows of people.
Oh God!
But there is a cafe there. Oh no, what's the? It's that bridge in. Is it the San Fran Bridge?
So yeah, what the Golden
Golden
Gate? Bridge.
Gate, yeah.
There's a
Golden Gate.
documentary about that. It's really
Yeah,
good.
people go there
sad,
and just
but good.
throw themselves off. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think there's people that now sort of patrol it, like
Yeah.
Right.
So bad.
not officially, but volunteers who wear bloody high vis
die.
things, and they go along.
Don't
And if
do
they
it.
see anyone looking like they might, they go up and
Try
have
and
a
get
chat.
in there.
So
Will
if you want to
and
jump off the Golden Gate Bridge, wear a high vis.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Or just don't look suspicious. Don't look like you're gonna do it. Just go for it, mate.
But they've not made a documentary at Beachy Head.
No, not yet.
Maybe we should make
Joe
a
Paul should do
documentary. Should we do a Patreon special?
Yeah,
Where we
let's
both
go.
jump off.
Let's kill ourselves.
But it's anyway. How did we get on? We were talking about ghosts. That's
Ghosts,
why.
blunderbuss.
But anyway, but yeah.
Your
so
weird relatives.
yeah, I know. What was your? So you had a haunted. What?
My
just give me
parents-
a quick abridged version just to remind us.
Okay, so my parents' house, they moved in 2009,
Yes.
and instantly that night I woke up, had a weird dream, woke up
Soaking.
4 a.m. Somebody at the end of my bed, I could see a figure.
Oh.
That happened over the couple of months. That kept happening. I kept seeing this figure.
Yeah.
And then one time my mum texted me, my dad was away, my mum texted me and said,
Uncle's a paedophile.
sorry. And she said, were you in my room last night? And
She said that to you?
yeah, she texted me and I said, no. Jesus Christ.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I know this sounds weird, and I'm just going to throw this out there.
If not, why not?
Are you up? What did she say? Sorry.
She asked, I can't do this now. She asked if I was, I'm going to do this quickly. She asked if I was in her room.
Yeah.
I said no. She got up. They had like an ensuite. She went into the bathroom. When she came out, all her curtains were open. Like that 6% scene, I guess. With all the drawers and cupboards open.
Yeah.
So
Was your dad there at the time?
he was away.
Oh.
So
Well, there were cats away. Sorry.
So then I said, next day, I said to her, oh, when she got in from work, I was like, oh, just so you know, I said, I keep having like stuff. I've woken up this figure, this man, and you text me that. She said, oh, don't be silly, it was fine. She goes, I must have just forgot to do it, whatever.
Forgot to let the stepdad out the back door. Had you been to the pub that night?
Actually, yeah, my mum once did. I picked her up from a pub on Christmas Eve where she'd been drinking.
Yeah.
And we were driving home, and she texted me to ask where I was.
No.
And I was driving her home. So she's got preview.
Yeah. I think we're seeing where the issue is. But so what? And what? After that, she said you cleared up.
But-
You'd had the dodgy dreams.
I meant that story as an example of that she likes to drink, not that that was a booty club.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So, and what was it? And
So then she said, oh, don't be silly, it's fine. Then we went over to my sister's because it was my niece's birthday.
Yeah.
And I told my sister that I kept seeing this figure. And then she looked at my mum and said, oh, do you think it's the same thing you've been seeing?
Oh.
And I went, what? And then my mum, she kept waking up in the night and her shower was on. She kept hearing knocks on the door. And we both had, I had someone
Sorry
going,
about
I
Nothing.
had someone whispering my name in my ear and she had someone whispering her name in her ear.
Yeah.
And it wasn't each other.
I can't get it out of my head now.
Imagine you woke up and you went, Jake. And you look, that'd be scarier than seeing a ghost, wouldn't it? Your own mum.
Mum.
But it was just weird. All this weird stuff kept happening. Then
Was it an old house?
Yeah, it was it's a cottage where the farmhands used to live. So it backs onto a farm.
Like that.
But then that's how I know my place isn't now, because I used to go up. In fact, once I remember my parents were away, and both of them, and my friend texted me. I just moved down to live near him. He texted me saying, do you want to go and see this film, Insidious
Oh
tonight?
yeah, I've seen Insidious.
So I
say, no, I'm heterosexual, thanks.
Yeah, so I Google the film, and the line was, the Lambert family had just moved into their new house. And then I watched the trailer, and one of the lines in the trailer is genuinely, it's not the house that's haunted, it's your son.
Oh,
and I
my
went,
God.
absolutely not.
I went to see Insidious.
I never saw
on
it.
my
It's pretty
own in
jumpy,
the
isn't
cinema. Because I love horror films, but like I was in Birmingham. I just went on my own in the afternoon to see Insidious, and I think it's a pretty bad film. Like I think the second half is really shit and goes a bit too silly. But there's a couple of bits in the first half that are so scary.
When the thing walks past the window.
The window, that bitch, mate. I was in the cinema on my own, just like
Yeah. That is...
Yeah, well, I had that in real life. Something walking past the window.
Oh fuck!
In my
that.
bedroom.
For real?
This figure kept being there at night, so that was
For
happening
real,
to me. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And what was the end point? What happened?
So it got
You
like
cried.
Set fire to the house.
it was so strange. It would be stuff like
Strange,
I remember.
terrifying.
Yeah,
man.
you sound
Yeah.
really like.
I'm curious as to what that is.
It's weird. This weird shit's going to happen. When fucking someone walked past my window.
That was unusual. A decapitated man.
A screaming child. Yeah.
I'll tell you what happened actually, because I'll show you a picture as well in a second. So what happened was, it got to the point where my friend was over once. I'd not told him about the house being haunted, and I was upstairs getting ready as we were going out, and he called up my friend Ian, and he said he just shouted at the stairs. He was like, Jake, and I went, what? And he went, oh, nothing. And then later on, we were in Windsor having a few drinks, and he said, the reason I called you earlier, he goes, I thought you were creeping up on me. I thought you were behind the sofa.
Oh, no way.
And I told him everything, so he came and stayed at mine because we were like scared.
Why didn't you go and stay at his?
I don't know why we didn't think of that.
Oh,
curious.
God.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
But I
Get
maybe
out.
because we were drunk, we're a bit, I don't know, but curious about the ghost or whatever, I don't know. But
curious.
yeah, that's what I'm curious.
Curious to what each other pleasures are.
Needs and wants.
Desires.
Curious about what his willy looked like. Sorry.
What does a willy taste
Childish.
like?
You should grow up, man. What's wrong with us?
Willies.
But I had, but then my friends came over once, and we were telling my friend Ed the story, telling him the whole story. And then, so what we would do with the fuse box was downstairs. So every time he went upstairs, we were like playing with the lights, mucking around. But what happened was they all then went home, my friends. It was just me there. Obviously, I went upstairs because we were playing with the fuse box. I turned the light on and all the lights went off.
Oh,
so to go and reset the box. Then I went back upstairs. There was a loud bang. I was just in the house on my own, went downstairs. One of the champagne bottles had gone off on its own.
Man.
And I had no idea. I assumed it's maybe because we'd all been there, windows shut, hot, maybe the pressure or something. I was like, can that do it? I don't know. It's you tell yourself mad things at 1 a.m. when you're trying to not scare yourself.
I'll tell myself nothing like that. I'll just run in my pyjamas.
So I had to go and pick my friend Ed up because he left his car at mine. So the next day I was saying to him, we were just winding you up, but the stuff about the house is true. So we got back to mine. I said, do you want a cup of tea? We went in, walked into so the house you go in, the stairs are here, and you've got the kitchen here to the left. Walked in, the TV was on, the fridge door was open, and all these, and I was like, and he was like, you're winding me up. I was like, it's like Boy Who Cried Wolf. I was like, no, seriously, I've got no idea what's going on. I don't know how this has happened.
Fuck.
It's so weird. And then once I was out on a night out. This is fine. This isn't ghost. But what happened was I was out with my friends. Everyone was in, and my nephews were staying over. And I got in at maybe like 2, and at 3 o'clock there was a knock on the door downstairs. My dad woke up.
Pedo hunters.
My dad woke up and said to my mum, Jake must have forgot his key. And she said, Jake got home an hour ago.
Yeah.
So we're all now on the landing, and this knocks at the door. So we go downstairs, and I go into the kitchen again because to the right of the door. There's just this little boy stood there, just topless. Just this boy.
Little boy?
Stood. Yeah, I've got a picture of it. I'll show you.
Of course you have. That's what you said. Your Honour.
Not that one.
So this is the context, Your Honour.
Did a 4-hour story about ghosts. Yeah, that's how that little boy
I've
got
got
on my
loads
phone.
of child porn on my phone.
Oh no, I can't find it.
Oh man.
Oh no, it's on favourites probably.
Oh, you got it in that one of them security apps.
Yeah, hidden.
You know, it's the folder that says "Don't open."
The photo vault.
Oh, I'll try and find it but
It's got 2-factor authentication on that folder.
But it turned out there was just some. Oh, here's the picture.
But there was a boy. I might have missed.
So that was just in our front drive,
Right.
And this is just on the country road they live. There's no
Can
like
you
street lights.
Scroll in a sec.
Scroll in.
But who is it?
The
Who was
fuck?
it?
So there's this boy. So he's just.
Was he
there.
about 17?
Your Honour. No, I don't.
He said he was 16.
So my dad said, like, who are you? Through the door, and he went, oh, I'm lost. So my dad opened the door, and he said, my dad said, why have you knocked here? And he said that he was with his friend's older brother who just learnt to drive. So they were all driving down the street, and it's all just like a country road.
Yeah.
And he got out to have a wee, and they just drove off without him.
That is
and didn't
Oh
come
my
back.
God, that ain't funny.
brutal.
Well, and then so then my dad said he lived in Maidenhead, so my dad had to go drive him home.
Right.
And my dad dropped him back, and the boy didn't really say much at all. And then at the end, he said, thanks. He said, you're going to heaven now. And my dad said, hopefully not tonight. Like, it's like, what do you mean? It sounds ominous. And then he got back, and obviously we were waiting for him to come home. But I still think, because that road and what it's like, usually it's just my mum and dad there. I still think, because it's dark, you can't see anything. My mum always says in the night because she works at the airport, she gets up early.
Yeah.
She's always worried she's going to turn the headlights on. There'll be someone there. You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And I still think people were watching the house, but because it was me there, there's not much. But my nephews at the time, they're like 16, 17, so they're like there's more people in than they were probably expecting.
Yes.
But obviously the plan could be,
Is it like
you
a
take the
detached
dad-
house with a garden around it?
It's a terrace, but is terrace the right word? There's a few of them in a row. Cottages.
Are they attached to other houses?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's one either side, but you can just but it's like because the back is just a field, just nothing, and you can see right through the house really.
Right.
So he might have been like a peeping Tom or something.
Well, I think his friends were waiting, and if he gets taken away, imagine if it's like you're burgling a house, you go, if we send an innocent boy
He doesn't
there.
look like a burglar though.
No, but he's the decoy.
Right.
So my dad has to take him home, and they know. Then usually it's just the mum on their own or the woman on their own, or nobody there, and then the house is empty, or it's just. And so they know my dad's away for half an hour. They've got half an hour.
That's
to
a
go
very
in.
elaborate way of
know.
burgling. I mean,
But if anyone's out there, it's a good plan, isn't it?
Yeah.
It would work.
I don't think he's I think he's a ghost child.
Oh yeah, maybe he's just not real.
I mean, he
Yeah.
might be have some like issue or like a bit mental.
Maybe.
yeah, probably.
And they're bullying him. You know what I
he
mean?
might be listening. You never
Yeah,
know what he's
yeah.
gone on to do. This
Show
was
yourself,
Get
man.
in touch.
8 years ago.
At TVI. And it was, spooky, isn't it? It's spooky.
It is, man. It's eerie as fuck. What, like, you having a boxing fight? Just put a gum shield in.
Oh, you've got, is this Invisalign?
Invisalign, yeah.
Right, how long have you been doing that?
Too long. Since January.
Too long as in a wonky your teeth still.
Your teeth are pretty straight.
Your teeth
Yeah.
are good,
I mean, I
man.
say
It was
pretty.
only that one, slightly ahead of that one.
And when
So
I
I
say
thought,
straight, I mean wonky. No, they're straight teeth. Why
I
do
wanted
you-
to get these two aligned, but then they said if we move that, the whole bite changes.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah,
changes.
yeah.
So now I've got to have. I'm on. This is set 8 of 27.
Oh my god.
And I've already been doing it since January.
So how
22 hours a day they've got to be in.
How long, how many years is that going to take?
I don't know. I guess it would have taken. So what's 27 weeks from? Oh no, maybe
Half
I've
a
got
year.
90 weeks from now. So no, it's been since January. So it'll be over a year and a bit, a year and a couple of
Oh,
months.
my
I
God.
thought it'd be done in about 3 months.
Yeah.
So
Is
Your
it
teeth look
uncomfortable?
all right. They don't.
I like having them in now. My teeth feel.
And you eat with them in?
No. You have to take them out to eat and drink.
Okay, right.
But so 22 hours you have to have them in. But I now, if I ever go out and take them out, I feel like my teeth feel very vulnerable now.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
like having the gum shield. I'm like,
yeah.
actually, because I play football, the comedians football on the Tuesday, and I put them in, and I'm like, I would never want to play football without these now. I feel like if I got the ball in the
Yeah.
face, it's extra protection.
Are they protection or is it psychological?
Should we try it?
Yeah.
Put a right cross across it.
I don't know if they are. Probably not. I
And you
doubt they
sleep in them as well?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 22 hours. I'll take them out, eat something, straight back in again.
Yeah.
But that actually, you get used to it. I quite like it.
It's expensive. What's the cost
3,000.
for the full course?
Yeah, for everything.
Okay, that's not
Yeah.
too
And I
bad.
put a new one in every Thursday.
And
Them-
so
them
what? It
pegs
just
out.
slightly, the pressure slightly moves them over time.
They've got these. I'll show you. Can you show?
Sounds gross.
Might be gross. Sorry.
that sounds-
ASMR, whatever it's
Sounds
called.
disgusting.
And do they
Can you
deal,
see the little lumps on it?
will they eventually
yeah,
deal
yeah.
So they're
with
on my teeth as well. Can you see those?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
attachments, so they connect to that. But I don't know how that works. But
Will
they
they,
move it
will
all.
they eventually help with the yellowness as well?
And all the holes.
When does that begin? Does it beginning of that? They look like cheese teeth.
To help with your breath.
They look like,
Actually, no, because you have to keep this
So
every
they-
22 hours.
Oh, do you have to clean them
I
a
do
lot?
brush them a lot. Yeah. But they only last a week.
you've
Then
got
you put
good
new...
teeth though. I don't know
It's a
why
lot of
you're
effort.
just-
It's a lot of effort, isn't it?
If I
Yeah,
would see a
yeah.
photo of myself, all I would see is this front tooth was slightly ahead of that one, but that is all I would see.
Yeah,
and then I
that's-
watched myself. I did some TV in January. I watched back and I was like, that needs doing. It's all I can
It's
see.
funny how, because no one else would notice it.
That's
don't
it.
Purely
Yeah.
your own insecurity.
Yeah.
My teeth are all right. I just got a gap in the middle.
I know. Yeah.
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 So I hold my roll up.
A few other bits going down.
That's the only issue, is it?
Okay, now that's as long as you're comfortable with them. That's the
Yeah, 'cause
main thing.
you don't smile much anyway, do you? So you're fine.
You don't see them when I'm crying. My mouth's closed.
Well, should we check the group? Should we check the group for some questions? We did actually get a
That's
message.
good you do this. Is this part of the Patreon?
Yeah.
Yeah, but also we got a message the other day that I haven't actually. Where was it?
Please stop.
It was from somebody.
That's a long message.
This was a long message. It was somebody. Let me see what was her name. We won't take the piss.
Oh my God, it keeps going.
Francis. It was actually sort of not a complaint as such. It was all very measured.
Let's read it out and analyse.
It's too long, but basically,
He's had to do he read down to the bottom. It looked long, then he pressed the see more thing, and then it carried on.
it was about somebody who's got ADHD.
Okay.
Right.
I'm currently being diagnosed with it, actually.
You are.
Ironically,
mate.
they've sent me the forms and I've not filled them out.
Yeah.
Can I say, actually, for someone with ADHD, this is she stayed on. She's written a long message, so that's quite impressive, isn't it?
Though, aren't there? There are hyper-focus.
Well, it's different types.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say that's really impressive then.
Yeah.
That is long.
Well, the fact they've written this message, I mean, I think they might have the type that means you can actually do stuff. It was. I can't. I mean, I'm not going to read it, but it was about the fact that when we talk about ADHD, we are quite dismissive.
Oh no!
Okay.
I was trying to compliment her as well, and then we ended up going, "Oh no!"
It was. She's right. It was that point of saying that, like, it is. Yeah, when we talk about it, we don't know anything about it. We are joking.
My
about
son's
it.
been diagnosed.
But I do think But I think we would. I would, in our defence, I would say I hope that doesn't come across like that. But it was.
We also didn't say we're doctors. We're just
I mean, I would hope that we
experience.
sound equally stupid and dismissive of every single topic we talk about.
I did my Edinburgh show was about my epilepsy because so many people just think that's flashing lights and falling to the
Absolutely.
floor
Yeah,
and biting
yeah,
your tongue, and it's so much more. So I get it.
What is it mainly? Just the halitosis and that. So is it? Because I've known people with epilepsy that have had the fits and stuff. From because of strobes or staring at a computer too long.
Yeah, but I think that's like 2% or something. It's really small.
Really?
So
Mine
what's yours?
tiredness.
Tiredness.
Yeah, it was when I was at university. Mine was tired. They said tiredness, stress, and alcohol.
Causes it.
Yeah.
When you say,
it helps it.
Sorry.
Stay awake and get
no,
smashed.
but I didn't. I mean, or are they?
Julian's fine.
So what are the? But do you actually fit? Have you?
Yeah.
But again, is it a spectrum fits of like?
I'd have
you can
absence seizures.
So what's
where
that?
just sort of zone out for like 5 to like 15 seconds, just not there, and then people are talking. They're like, "You okay?" And I'm like,
But
and
when
I'm
you're
just not registered.
driving, is it dangerous?
Well, I'm medicated, so I can drive and stuff.
Do you get? Is it a medication you're on for life?
No, you can wean off it.
Right, okay.
You can wean yourself off
So
it.
what is epilepsy? Is it in the mind? Is it like in the brain?
It doesn't exist.
No, I don't mean. I mean, is it just bullshit?
Yeah.
Is it like all
cancer
other-
and all those fake things?
Is it like all other mental illnesses, just bullshit? But is it? It's not physical. It's neurological, like cerebral palsy.
Is it a brain issue?
Yeah,
Is it
it's
like,
great because they read.
So I mean a physical brain issue, not like you're in your thoughts.
Yeah. But it's a physical
It's not
brain.
an,
So it's
an
hard to-
anxiety style, although they are ultimately
because some people can.
reflections of your brain
Yeah,
chemicals.
because some people can just fit from stress, just from like working too hard. They'll just have a one-off one, and
But
that's
stress
it.
has a physical impact on you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, your
But
brain, ultimately, all your thought, everything is part of the brain.
Yeah.
And then they might not have epilepsy. They might just have had a one-off from stress.
Yeah.
But mine was diagnosed with epilepsy. But I did, when I was doing a preview of this show, I did it at Tring, the Tring Festival thing, the Tringe, whatever they do. And it was supposed to be, what's his name? Simon Brodkin was supposed to be doing a show, and he had to pull out. So I did mine. And this guy on the front row just stared at me. He must have been sort of early 40s. He just stared up at me, like confused for the hour.
Yeah.
And afterwards, him and his wife come up to me in the car park, and they said he had his first seizure 2 weeks ago.
Oh, right.
This was his first night out since. They thought they were seeing Simon Brodkin. Instead, I walk out. They go, he couldn't believe it. He goes, he taught us so much. They couldn't believe it. He thought she had set him up.
Oh, right.
To be like, oh, come and see this guy. He'll
was
teach
just
you everything you
Simon
need to
Brodkin,
know.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's mental. But people just don't know stuff about it.
What is the biggest thing they don't know?
I used to work with somebody who we were good mates, and she had it. She had quite bad.
Right.
Fits. Like, when she had a seizure, it was really extreme.
Yeah.
But everyone in the office sort of knew. And there was that thing of, right, if this happens, this is what's going down, everyone just do this. And so it was it. We all were made aware of it. But that's the only person I've ever known
Oh, really?
genuinely who sort of had it to, and so.
Kid, I was in science lab when I was 11. I pulled his chair away because we used to do that. I weren't like a bully. We all used to pull each other's chairs away.
Yeah.
And he hit the floor and had a fit.
Oh, man, you must have felt so
It was
bad.
crazy, and they had to go and get the head of science because she knew what to do.
Fuck.
But he was like snorting on the floor, and I was thinking, what the fuck's he doing?
Oh, God.
And but then it would become apparent the something was wrong, man.
Yeah.
How long did that take to become apparent?
About 4 days. There was only a few minutes, yeah, but he properly had an epileptic. I didn't know he was epileptic.
Oh man,
Right.
that's a shock.
But he would pull my chair away the day before. Do you know?
That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
So you're gonna do you're doing your ADHD.
Yeah, they've
Test.
the thing is they've texted me the form to fill out because I did a form online.
Yeah.
And it was like 7 out of 10, and anything above 4, you see the GP.
Yeah.
So I was thinking I definitely got it.
I mean, I would say, and
We'll
this-
see.
going back to Francis's message, we don't know. I don't know much about ADHD other than I've got a couple of mates who have it. Quite extreme
My
cases.
son, who's 17, has been diagnosed with it, but
yeah, but I
he
would
was on
say
tablets. But
And I'm never one for diagnosing people. I'm not a doctor, but if I would say, out of mates I know that don't have it,
Yeah.
but might have it, Julian's in the top 1%. I mean that as sensitively as possible.
I feel like I have it. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you have it. It feels like something that would make sense for you
Like
from
my
what
son-
I know of it.
Yeah.
My
Yes.
son Bo, it feels like we've got the same thing,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
been
yeah.
diagnosed with it.
and you've got it worse.
And I think I might have.
Yes. So hopefully don't. Well, Francis, soon keep your ears peeled. Soon enough, we might find out that Julian is on your team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I promise I was just trying to do a compliment about the fact that it was a long message.
I know, yeah,
And
yeah.
now I feel terrible.
Well, I mean,
This is
it is that thing of
very
it is
insulting, man. You obviously
I don't know.
ADHD.
I know I've learned.
You
I'm always
don't
learning.
understand.
ADHD is a spectrum, and I don't mean that in a sort of autism sense. I mean, like, it is like there is different types. Of
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
levels of different people.
There's
suffer with
different types
things.
of
Yeah, exactly.
ADHD.
So
Some you can get tired as well with, like sometimes
Yeah,
it
yeah.
makes you tired.
But I would hope that we are equal opportunities piss takers out of every condition, as long as we don't.
We
have
hate
it.
all disabilities.
Yeah.
Whoa! I've just seen that message there.
What's this?
Oh no! Julian's written that.
Oh yeah, sorry, you're not allowed to look at the actual chat.
What did I write?
I don't something about Nazis. in the
Oh,
group,
Yeah,
in the
we have
WhatsApp
Jake Lambert on
group.
the pod today talking of Nazis.
Oh yeah, no, because we were talking about. I pretend. Yeah. Can we just put that in context quickly?
No, it's funny. I just thought I didn't know it was from you. I thought
I
maybe that was
changed the
from.
subject. We were talking about Nazis. I changed the subject by just saying that, and then I just said talking of
Yeah,
Nazis.
yeah.
Jake don't know I'm calling him a Nazi, but now he does.
What's this chat? Somebody said, if you could only take part in one, would you choose Nightmare or Krypton Factor? That is a retro question.
Yeah, I don't know that. Can I Google?
Do you know
both?
Nightmare?
No.
I remember it with the helmet on.
Nightmare was the kids' one, where the helmet, and it was like a sort of you couldn't see anything. Your friends had to guide you. It was quite sort
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
Oh, I think I've
The
seen this in
kids-
like throwback shows.
Well,
when
they do
talk
in
about it.
Edinburgh. They do Nightmare live at Edinburgh and stuff.
Ah.
But
Is the
Krypton
helmet got
Fa-
horns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
And Krypton Factor was much more of a sort of physical, almost like Gladiators type.
With the bald
style.
guy who wrote Rocky Horror.
No,
Picture
that
Show.
was Crystal Maze.
Oh.
But yeah, they're both, they're both old school. I don't know. I'd have done Nightmare's less physical. Krypton Factor was quite physical and hard.
I'll do the one where you can see.
Yeah.
Krypton Factor.
I actually
did the
did.
Krypton
I did
Factor.
an escape room a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
But I was the adult, and there was like loads of 8-year-olds.
And how did you do?
It was really well designed. It was good.
I've got a friend I've got friends who own 2 escape rooms, and I tested
Where
one
are
of them
they?
for them in Japan.
Oh.
I tested the first one before it opened, and it was great. Like I've always been like well dismissive of them, like
Yeah.
as I often am about them sort of things for grown-ups that feel like they should be for kids.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
crazy golf.
Go away.
Fucking-
This was
Go
a
Eight.
kids one as well, though. It was a kids party.
Yeah, all them
You should have
things
taken
now.
your kids there.
Yeah.
But I
I'd like
like
to meet new people.
well, I like the fact that these things are kids, but the ones when they're for adults and it's all a bit like, it's like a sort of crazy golf place with swearing on the wall. And
Yeah.
fucking hit the ball. It's like, can we just grow up? And I sort of feel like we've gone too far from, our parents' generations where they were just all boring older people.
Yeah.
And our generation should be a bit more loose with our, what we can be into and stuff. But sometimes
Axe
you're like,
throwing's quite big at the moment, isn't
yeah,
it?
fucking what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's all a bit, sometimes I feel like it's gone a bit too far.
But that is what people were talking about earlier, who have their 9 to 5, isn't it? Because we have a job that's fun and we get to hang out with our mates
we
a
don't need
lot.
to throw axes.
We don't need to do all that.
They want to feel like kids again when playtime.
I think
and
there is
stuff,
that.
yeah.
Life is quite different. Life gets on top of people a bit now, so they need to fucking.
Life's easy for me.
It's so easy. But what were we talking about? There we go. Let's do this.
Incredibly hard.
What's this? Poisonous. This is a long question from Martin. A poisonous snake somehow got into the TVI studio and bit both Carl and Julian on their bellends. If the venom isn't sucked out within 3 minutes, they are dead. Do you care enough to do the decent thing, or are their families about to get some bad news? What they're saying is, would you suck venom?
We'd get the producer to suck us both
Francisco's first time in the studio, you'd have to nosh us off, I'm afraid.
He's got nice long hair.
But
as long as I can run my hands through your hair.
yeah, get that venom out.
Yeah, the venom's coming. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.